Once again, we're back live. It's Stevie B, Boston, back to the Matrix, trying to talk about how the Celtics pulled out this game and were set and prepared to do so, and how the Pacers are an incredible threat, and what both those games look like today. Let's start off with the Celtics, of course. Game one. That game was incredible. Couple of things to be noted. Terry Rozier technically had a bad night. Showed up because the man has ice blood in his veins. And at the end of the day, he can shoot. He will shoot. He'll drive, he'll take the shot, and he's become confident in who he is to the point where he misses a shot. He has a bad first quarter, second quarter, whatever. At the end of the game, the shots were falling. At the end of the game, when the ball's in your hands, what are you going to do? He's always been big time. I saw it from the beginning. Jason Tatum showed out. Clearly, there is nothing he fears about playoff basketball. Jaylen Brown played a great game because he had to play in between the passing lanes. He had to play tough defense on Antetokounmpo and on the switches. I think that he could stand to be more aggressive next game on the offensive end, and I think Terry Rozier, and Tatum need to create some sort of triangle that works outside of them. That works with them outside of Al Horford. And then when you add to that the ability to then run the offense through Al Horford, it adds dimensions to their game. I was disappointed in the fact that Greg Monroe, they tried to run the offense through him for a minute or two here and there, and it didn't really work tonight. I think that was due to the length of Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo is going to get his points as an aggressive, long guy who can drive to the basket. I know for a fact Antetokounmpo got way too many beneficial foul calls tonight, and I think that that's something that the refs really need to take a look at. He doesn't shoot, okay? And he travels a lot. The man's footwork is not the greatest. So just because he's a freak of nature doesn't mean he's allowed to get those calls yet, I feel like. And at the end of the day, it needs to be looked at and addressed come game two. Because that guy is not, how can I say, otherworldly yet. Okay? He's a freak of nature based on his physical skills, but so is LeBron James. And he had to learn to develop his jump shot. Okay? Early LeBron was forcing him to shoot his jumper. And that's something the Celtics need to do right now, and force him to shoot his jumper. Shouts out to Semi Ojeleye, who played a great game, but obviously got the rookie slam on this one. All right, that is bull crap, and everyone knows it. Okay, Semi Ojeleye played great defense today. Hold on one second. Semi Ojeleye played great defense. I don't care what anyone says. That's some bull crap. Okay. Like I said, when you have Morris playing consistent, the way Morris is consistent, the man's going to get you 20 points, and the man's going to be I feel like with Marcus Smart out, Morris is our enforcer. And I say our because I'm Boston, you know what it is. But at the end of the day, Morris is our enforcer right now. But the fact that he's an enforcer by virtue of being fearless to shoot that J, he's got his game with the fadeaway. He literally inspires the entire team. I was watching a press game conference, and he spoke to understanding his role and in making sure he gets the crowd into it. He shows no fear, and exactly what he does is exactly what he expressed in that interview, or in that post-game interview, excuse me. And that's what I love about him. I didn't know he was the best of the Morris twins. I knew he was one of the Morris twins. I saw a lot of Markieff Morris last year in the playoffs, obviously. The Wizards, in that series. And, I thought he was okay, but I didn't know who was the better of the two until this year. I already said on one of my previous videos that Marcus Morris is the better of the two. Clearly. All right. So with that being said, Al Horford, I never approved of people calling him Average Al. I just don't think people understand his game and how since he's come here, he's expanded his game. That 3-point shot was not an automatic part of Al's arsenal before he got here. He could, but it wasn't an automatic part of it. Okay. And now that the playoffs have come, he's obviously putting an emphasis on the fact that he is our best player or our most seasoned and celebrated player. Yeah. Let's leave it at that. Celtics pulled out a great win. They should have won it in regulation, and shouts out to the Milwaukee Bucks because they're going to keep putting it in. And they got some length and some game. I'm not really downing the Bucks. I mean, heck, they could have done better and they could have done worse. I do think Antetokounmpo gets a few more foul calls than he should. At the end of the day, he definitely doesn't shoot. And that's something the refs need to pay attention to. He's going to force himself to try and drive more. And they need to stop giving him respect because he's not that great yet. He's just a freak of nature. Okay. But he can't shoot. So they need to pay attention to that. Okay. His footwork is a little sketchy from time to time. What can I say? He's one of the most obvious travelers there is, but I don't know why I feel like once you get that name, obviously, in the NBA, it's like everyone wants to keep you up there. So I really didn't appreciate that. I'm not saying the man isn't great and he, and a great talent, but come on, stop. I'm tired of him getting foul calls when there's a lack of fluidity to the moves he's making. All right, so. That being said, great win by the Celtics tonight. Second game, I keep trying to tell people, all I will say is the Pacers won. Two things to be noted. Can the new Cavaliers compete from an experience level with the Pacers at the end of the day? The Pacers out-experienced them from a playoff standpoint right now. There's Kevin Love, J.R. Smith. Sure, there's Kevin Love, LeBron James, J.R. Smith. Fine, but do you realize you're counting on several non-experienced players? Larry Nance is cool. He played great. But at the end of the day, the Pacers are experienced front to back. So I'm not saying the Cavaliers won't win the next game. What I am saying is they're going to have trouble this series more than they thought because apparently Victor Oladipo is for real. Bogdanović had a bad shooting night and still got 15 and played active defense on LeBron and everywhere else. But that's what I call it first, active defense. You can't stop him, but you can play as active a defense as you can possibly try. Lance was making them dance in the first half, but Lance had a bad second half. And they still won. You understand what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, the Pacers are something to be contended with, and they'll win at least one. This might be a 7-game series. So I'm going to get away from it now, but y'all get at me. All right, tell me what you think. Stevie B, Boston. I'll get back to y'all in a second.